All right, guys, this is Adam in the Underground. I am here with Alabaster. You guys are all the way out in Seattle. Thank you guys so much for sitting down and joining in the pit interviews for Underground Takeover. So if you just want to go around and say who you are and what you play, and we'll start after that.
I'm Dwayne. I play the drums.
I'm Shayna, I'm the lead singer.
I'm Kate. I'm on lead guitar, and we have JoJo over here hiding. He's our lead guitar.
Fabulous. You know, you guys have an awesome sound. Every time that I play you, I have to introduce you, and the way that I do it is you're just a mad mix of some great styles, and I always think of, if Evanescence had gotten together with, Amberlynn, and they had a bastard child that grew up to love Paramore and Rise Against, that's you guys.
Oh, thank you. Thanks.
It's just a great collection of different styles. The EP is amazing. We'll get to the EP in just a minute, but just if you want to start talking about, what your styles are, or if that's too boring a question, just talk about whatever you want to talk about.
What color is your room?
Well, we have. I think that we're fortunate in the fact that all six of us come from very different backgrounds, styles of music,
Mm-hmm.
And that contributes a lot to how our sound is created. As a singer, I've listened to, anything that I can listen to that's going to improve my voice. So Evanescence, Celine Dion, Christina Aguilera, all the big, heavy hitters there have been definitely a part of my listening
Development?
collection, so that I can, better my voice and stuff. But everybody in the band comes from a different genre, so it's nice. It really fills up our sound well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Marlon comes from a metal background. When we first met Marlon, he literally wore all leather and had hair down to his ass, pretty much.
Low mutton chops, right?
Yeah.
I'm a metal fan too. The first interview I did was with a metal band, but I'm all over them. And just so everyone knows, who are the other two members in your band? Because we just saw Joe a minute ago.
Yeah. So Marlon and Laura are the other two band members.
All right, cool. And Marlon plays bass, right?
Or does keys and backing vocals and harmonies with Shane.
All right, cool. And you guys, I promised myself I wouldn't go too quickly into this, but I'm too psyched about it. You just played this awesome show with Switchfoot. Talk about that.
Oh, it was great. It was really great. There was a lot of hype leading up to it, and we were really excited and fortunate to be a part of that show, and super excited to be telling all of our friends and pushing it, and then it sold out, which was really amazing. That felt really good too.
Yeah, I saw those pictures on Facebook. The line was around the block.
Yeah.
There was at one point, so, since I play the drums, I sort of get to watch the show as it happens,
Mm-hmm.
So there was one point where Shayna's up on the stage, and it literally looks like she could walk on people's heads from the front of the club to the back of the club. That's how, people were just crammed in there like sardines. It was really cool.
And you guys were the opening act, right?
Yeah.
Reopening.
Yeah.
And it was still that packed.
It was that packed at the beginning. That's got to be a rare thing, because usually people show up
Yeah.
for the second band or the opener or the headliner.
We hadn't experienced necessarily playing with a genre like that before, or a crowd like that, and a lot of the people, they were, they weren't kids. They were older, a little bit older, because Switchfoot's from the 90s ish,
Early 2000s maybe is when they. Yeah.
Anyway, so but they were really really nice, respectful crowd, and they were really into it. They sang along, and they were clapping, and it was awesome.
Yeah, it was cool to see sort of the evolution of the crowd. When they first started off, everyone was sort of all stern and bobbing their head.
Pretend that you're cool, and then you're just like, fuck it, I don't care.
Yeah. So by the end, everyone's jumping up and down and singing with us, and it was really fun. So. Yeah.
Is that now? I saw a couple videos that someone posted of you guys doing your date on Warped Tour, and Warped Tour is a totally different experience. But if you want to, kind of talk about that in relation to because you did Warped Tour, and then you just landed this with Switchfoot. I mean, that's like a significant step up.
It's been a good year. Yeah, Warped Tour is awesome. Joe and I have been going to Warped Tour every year for the last 10 years. We never miss it, so to be a part of it is a dream come true. Yeah, and this was the second time that we played it. The Kevin Says stage, and it was awesome. We were well received. I mean, all day long, people were giving us high fives all day. We're like, Alabaster, which was completely different response than we've seen any of the years before. And I think a big part of it is the release of Unraveled and the response we've gotten from it locally around here in Seattle.
Well, that's a great segue, because we got to talk about that EP. That came out last year, right?
Yeah, late last year.
And I cannot find a song on it I don't like. I mean, granted, it's only 7 songs, but it's like there's just no filler. Some of the songs are slower than others. Some of them have a different dynamic in them, but there aren't any of the songs that are like hack jobs or like, we got a song, let's just put it on the EP. Each one of them, off the top of my head, Down and Overcome. I mean, Overcome came with the music video, and it's just like straight energy. It's just right at you. And so you got to talk about that EP, whatever I can get out of you, because it's a great EP.
Yeah, we're hoping that that one gets to stay ours for the rest of our lives and keeps money coming in, and then we can just go on some record label and tour for the rest of our lives and somehow put food on our table with that bad boy.
50.
Or a Fleetwood Mac on acid.
I mean, did you guys, when you were writing that, did you feel like, wow, this is the one? This is the one that's going to really start things, light the fire, kind of?
I think that, I have sort of felt, I've been through moments in the many, many years of writing with this band where I've been like, this is it. And then a year later, no, this is it.
I mean, I did the band thing in high school too, so I get that. I get that feeling.
But then, we got to Unraveled, and this group as a collective, we were just like this. Last year we said it's going to be a good year, but this year I think we all really felt it, and we were like, this is really going to be a good year. And then, as far as our upcoming EP, I think we've surprised ourselves again.
Are you guys so? And Kate, you and I talked about this a few weeks ago. So you're recording some new material or working on some new material. I don't know if you got to the recording process yet. Is that going to be? You said another EP. Is that going to be similar sound, or is it just like a totally different direction? Sometimes people just want to experiment with new sounds, and are you going to see how far you can push what you have right now?
It's going to be a 3-song EP. All the tracking is done for it. We're working with the exact same producer we did last time, which is Joel Casey Jones, who we love, and he really helped craft that sound that we always knew Alabaster had in it, but he just made it sound huge, and we love him for it. And so we love working with him. We record at the exact same studio, which is London Bridge Studio in Seattle. And so we're expecting, this one is like even more high energy, if you can imagine. I feel like when we play those songs right now, I'm just in the practice space, I'm almost holding my breath the entire song, just like almost running in place, because they're driving from the minute we start all the way till the end.
One of the things that I loved about Unraveled is that there were so many. I mean, as a hack musician myself, I can appreciate a good. I can appreciate how a song is written well, and you look at, like, for example, the single Overcome, and that's just, that came with the music video, so clearly you guys are pushing that really hard, but if you look at it, it's got the great intense verses, those big choruses that everyone, it's like 10 words, you can sing along to it. And then personally, my favorite part of this, and it's only because I'm such a diehard Evanescence fan, is where you guys drop the guitars out in the bridge. It's almost like a total throwback to when they dropped the guitars out in Bring Me to Life. It's just like, wow. Anyone who knows Evanescence and listens to that, it's like, okay, I can see that. And for you guys to say that you're even going to go bigger than that is amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's bigger, faster, harder, louder, more intense. I don't even know. So it's good. I think you're gonna like it, especially if you like Down and Overcome is one of your top two.
I mean, those were definitely. Down was the track that got me into you guys. You know, I troll every year. I troll the the Warped Tour bands that I don't get to see, and God bless Wikipedia for that. But well, I don't know what you just whispered, but I can only imagine it was great.
I said you're a creeper for trolling the Warped Tour. Look for young girls and bands.
Oh, wonderful. You're gonna distract me from my questions, but that's okay. But that's okay. And now I got to get to this only because I love. I'm a diehard Yellowcard fan. I'm wearing this shirt right now. I've been a Yellowcard fan for fucking ever. I'm that fan that knows all the beginning. All the music from the beginning of the show to the end of the show. How in the world did you land that? I mean, really, because it's not like opening for like some small local band. I mean, they're clearly a big national name, international name.
Yeah. We just have been working really hard. We've been working really hard and being really true to ourselves, and that's all we can really do. Is just do our best, and we do the footwork. We get out there, we go to shows, we get our names out there, we meet with people,
So Joe's developed some has some contacts and stuff like that. Joe and Kate, they're sort of like the little engine in Alabaster as far as getting shows and stuff. So they over the years and stuff, they've developed quite a good list of contacts, and finally some of them have just started paying off. So and it also helps. Yeah, it also helps too. We have a cool product that we can actually sort of put in people's hand and say, look at this. This is what we can do, and people are actually responding to it now. So,
and since Warped Tour, since the Switchfoot show, have you guys seen like an uptick in viewer activity, like on your YouTube account or on your Facebook page?
Yeah.
Has there been that, because the Switchfoot show was what, like a week ago? Not even, last Friday, and it was.
I was actually getting emails during the show from CD Baby of people buying our record right then and there from the show. I was like, yeah, this is awesome.
That's incredible, because some bands you have to wait like months for that, and it was like happening at the show.
If they could make it to the merch table, they probably would have bought a hard copy of the CD. But the fans there were ruthless. They would not let you move, so they were probably like, "This is the only way I could get it." And I guess I was just down with it because I can't get to the merch.
Yeah. Well, and also the show we played before that was we did a benefit show at Chop Suey, at a venue called Chop Suey, and when our band played, the place was packed, and we realized that we didn't know like 75% of the people in the audience that were there to see us.
It wasn't just family and friends at that point.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Or even friends of friends at that point.
Yeah, we were like, "Who are you?"
They had Alabaster shirts on, and I was like, "Nice shirt, where'd you do that?" They're like, "You sold it to me at the last show." I'm like, "What?" I was like, "Rock on, but thanks for coming back."
And I see this from the music videos, and I can only imagine that it plays a part in your live shows. You guys have this incredible, it's not just the audio, not just the music, it's the theatrical performance and how you let the audience have it. I mean, do you spend time, working on that too? Because that's as much of a part of a band that requires work as the music, as the writing. Or does it just come to you when you do it?
We actually have a very small practice space, so we move as much as we can. But for me personally, I mean, I can't speak for everyone else, but for me personally, the majority of what happens on stage, I do in my head. Mm-hmm. I picture whatever venue we're about to play next. I picture that in front of me, and I picture it full of people, and then I basically interact with nobody.
Not in front of the mirror.
No.
Our practice space is like, picture the three of us. Now add 3 more people in it, and that's about as big as our practice space is. So it's very crowded.
Well, whatever you can do. I mean, there are some people who don't even have a practice space, so it is what it is, right?
It's good. I think what we've learned over the years too is just like that energy that you have inside of you. You just give. You have to push it out. As I throw this game, I'm like, yes, the audience along with the music and the story you're telling. Like usually you're kind of telling a dark story, and we used to give out I think angry vibes, but now we realize that we kind of have to give out these positive vibes. And, dude, what is wrong with you?
Sorry.
You know how to silence a phone?
I don't know how to use it yet.
That's okay. That's okay. You're not doing an interview with anyone of any consequence. So it's okay. It's not like it's Rolling Stone.
So to also further, I think it's also you have 6 people who love to play live, and we love, we feed off the audience. I mean, even if there's only like 2 people out there, if those 2 people are like really into it and stuff, like we feed off that energy and stuff. It's like we all love playing live.
So it could be 2 people or 2,000 people.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, because we've had shows with 2 people. So.
Yeah, we've had shows with no people.
Yeah.
I've been to one of those shows. I was one of those 2 people. And I get that, and part of what I love about that is that I've been, like I said, I've been to shows where I'm that one person of 10 or one person of 12 people, and sometimes, I can only imagine what it must take to get up in front of people and do it to begin with, but to do it and not, everyone has in their head the whole notion of being the rock star with the packed venues like you guys are starting to have now, but it must be hard to do it when there's only 5 people, or there's 10 people, but 5 of them are just standing around with a beer going, when's the headliner coming on?
Well, the beautiful thing about Seattle is that usually
It's the grunge music.
the Seattle music scene, as it stands, as a whole, kind of like, whether there's 10 people there or 100 people there, they all kind of just stand and stare at you anyway, and you're never really sure if they like you or not. So, so being a band in Seattle, you have to kind of, unless you're like an indie band, because indie bands don't really move much. They don't give much of a, like you're saying, theatrical.
They don't care.
Well, whatever.
We weren't going to say it.
They're a different type of music. But anyway, Seattle really, I feel like it's pushed me as a performer to really, like, give a performance no matter what anybody in the audience is doing. Because if I can't believe in myself, if I can't sell the product, then they're not going to buy it, And if I'm
That's true. It's true. Fans know when you're faking it.
Yeah. And, I was saying we played in Yakima, Washington, and I appreciate if they don't like you, they just leave. Which I actually appreciate, because then I'm like, all right, cool, see ya.
Well, and I get that, and it's a lot of times you don't really get the candid words from the performer about that, because they don't want to say, well, someone left during my show, or you just don't want, you want to put it out of your mind, but you don't give a fuck.
You just kind of always have to. I always remember that there's always going to be somebody worse than me, and there's always going to be somebody better than me, and I just have to do the best performance that makes me feel good.
And then through that you can just give the full performance. Give whatever you have, and that's what comes through.
Yeah. Did you want to say something?
Oh, I don't know. Our mentality, I think, when we play is, whether it's for 10 people or 100 people, it's just give it like we're playing Madison Square Garden and it's a packed arena. And we do, like, we'll go out there and there'll be like 20 people at a pizza joint, and it's just like we bring the lights in and the fog, and it's just like the owner's like, what the hell is happening in this place? Like, you two walked in here, and in a good way. And then backstage before Switchfoot, these guys are so nervous. They're like, oh, no.
You want to fuck up in front of Switchfoot?
It's the same show. It's the same thing. 10 people or 100 people. Just gotta get up there.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to cut you guys short because we're going to do another interview, and we're getting really, really close. We got about 20 seconds, but tell everyone who you guys are, and just list where can they find your stuff? Facebook, Twitter, all that crap.
We are Alabaster. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/alabastermusic. You can find us on Twitter at alabastermusic. You can find us on YouTube at Alabaster Seattle. We have a website, alabasterband.com.
All right. I'm just going to cut you off really, really quickly. This has been Adam in the Underground in the Pit interviews with Alabaster. Check you guys later. Peace.
Woo!